Hi everybody, I'll be with you in a minute. I had to reboot the computer and so my presentation needs to be reloaded. But it should only take a second, hopefully. Two seconds, 3 seconds. I don't know, come on. Okay, it's loaded. Let's get the screen share going. It should be with you. Okay, I can see the presentation on my monitor. Hi Tim, hi Owen. Can you see and hear me? Yes, good. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. And we'll progress. What I want to talk to you about today, as you know, this year, or you may not know, but this year I've been concentrating on the two things, just the two things that you need to do to make money online. And that is to build a list and learn to communicate with that list. And if you do that and you concentrate on doing that and you learn to become a master of both list building and communication with your list, you will become one of the top online earners. It really is as simple as that. And if you don't master those two things, you're always going to struggle. So, what I wanted to take you through today, oh, just a minute, this is the wrong presentation, I think. This is from January the 28th. Let me, hopefully, get the right one. It's got the same little image in it. If we, maybe it's just me. Maybe I didn't change the front page. I thought I'd changed the front page. This should be changed. It's whenever we are. Where are we? August the 4th, isn't it? I thought it was organised today. Okay. So, August the 4th, 2016, profitable lists. What I want to talk about really is communicating with your list today. Because list building and by itself is pretty simple, but it's what comes after that is what is important. The biggest lie, if you like, in online marketing is the money is in the list. People spend fortunes on learning to build a list. That doesn't mean it's not important, but that is the easy part of the equation. It's very, very easy to get people to opt into your list. If you are just doing a tiny little bit of promotion, you should be able to get at least 10 people a day opting into your list. That's 300 in a month. This is very conservative, 300 in a month. 12, 3, that's 3,500 in a year. And if you listen to what they talk about in the industry, they say that every subscriber to your list is worth $1 a month. That's $3,500 a month within 12 months. But as I say, the money is in the list is the biggest lie in online marketing. Your list is important, but the fortune is in the follow-up. And that is what's important, and that is what most people don't teach, and that is what most people fall down on. I know people that have got massive lists. I had a guy come to me, it's a while ago now, but he came to me and he had bought $5,000 worth of products in a company so that he was what they called all in. He'd been conned, he'd been talked into buying in at the top level, and it cost him $5,000. And he'd then gone out and spent another $5,000 on solo ads. And the result was he'd got quite a large list. He'd got a list of about almost 4,000 people, but he'd got no sales. Hardly any of the people on his list opened his emails. So he'd spent 10 grand thinking that he was going to now live the life of luxury and sit on the beach sipping his pina coladas and just every now and again checking his bank account. And what the reality was his bank account was 10 grand light, and that was it. Because nobody had told him what he had to do. It's no good just getting people to opt into your list. You've got to follow up. Let's just look at some figures. And then you can see how you fit in amongst these figures. These are statistics that have been taken over a multiple number of industries, taking surveys from thousands and thousands of people. And here's the sales statistics. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So you've got a prospect, and they've shown some sort of interest, otherwise they wouldn't be a prospect. And 48% of people never talk to them again. 25% of people contact that prospect once. After that initial contact, so that's a second contact, so they contact them twice in total. And then they stop. It's getting down now, isn't it? 12% of people only make 3 contacts and then they stop. Only 10% of people make more than 3 contacts. So let's just look at the sales figures. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. And that actually is optimistic. It's sort of 1 to 2% if you've got a really, really good funnel. If you're just sending people to an opt-in form and then to a sales page, if you've got a really strong funnel, a very good offer, the industry standards are between 1 and 2% of sales that you'll make front end. This is one of the reasons why people fail. They spend $100 on a solo ad. They get 100 clicks. 30% of them opt in, so that's 30% of them are prospects. So that's 30 prospects. Now, if you're only making 1 or 2% sales, you're not going to make any sales out of 30 people. If you're lucky, you might make 1. And if you're working on the commissions that most people are working on, which can be anything from $5 to around about $35, you're making a loss on your solo ad because you spent $100 on it. So that's a front end loss that you made. Your cash flow, you're out on your cash flow, and then people say it doesn't work. Okay, so let's go to the second contact. You might have an email follow-up system. And so you make another 3% of sales on your second contact. So you've now got 2 sales, and you're still not making money. And maybe you make 2 sales on your third contact because you've got a good follow-up sequence. So you've got 4 sales now, and that is possibly breaking even. In most cases, it won't be because I know what people are making on those front-end sales. Usually it's only about $7. So even if you've made those 4 sales, you're still only looking at about $28, having spent $100. And then if you make another 2, 3, or 4 sales on the fourth contact, you're still going to be struggling. But 80% of the sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. 80% of all sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. And most people don't buy until they've seen 7 or 8. They've been contacted 7 or 8 times. Now, if only 10% of people are making more than 3 contacts, that means 90% of people are making no sales. And that is the reality of what's happening online. And when we're talking about contacting people, you shouldn't be just relying on automated emails. Even if you've got a professionally written sequence, and a good professionally written sequence will cost you something like between $8,000 and $10,000 for a 10 to 12 sequence of emails. It's very expensive to get a really good professionally written follow-up sequence directed specifically at your offer. It can be more. I've known people pay $25,000. But you shouldn't be just relying on those automated emails. You need to be asking questions of the people that are on your list. You need to be opening communication channels, not just blasting them with information. And when you ask questions, you've got to be prepared to give answers. So if you send an email out to people saying, I'm interested in knowing what you feel is blocking your path to success. You are obviously interested in this, otherwise you wouldn't have opted into my list for this. So how are things going? If you've got a stumbling block, I'd like to know what it is. See if I can help you overcome it and turn that stumbling block into a stepping stone. And then when people get back to you, you've got to be prepared to get back to them and give them the answers. And that way you'll let people know you're a real person and you can be contacted. And this is what building rapport is. It's not about saying, oh, what did you have for breakfast? Bacon and eggs. Oh, I had bacon and eggs too. We've got something in common. Building rapport is about letting a person know that you care about them and that you are really like them, but can help them with problems that they have. That is why quite often you will see in sales presentations people saying, are you struggling? I know the feeling because I was too. I was a struggling internet marketer. I spent 4 years, made no money, I had bills piling up. This is building rapport. It's letting people know that you're the same, you've got the same problems, or you had the same problems, and you found a solution. So the rapport has got to be related to the subject that you're talking to them about. It's got to be about whatever it is they opted in for, whether it's pimple remover or whether it's making money online or whatever it may be. How to ride horses, how to become an Olympic swimmer, I don't know, whatever they opted in for, you've got to build rapport built around that subject. And dare I say it, pick up the phone. If you don't want to pick up the phone, use an alternative. Get on some instant chat with people. Use Facebook or Skype, instant chat, so that you can build that conversation. You're not waiting for them to send an email and then they're waiting for you to answer. And then, I mean, that can take days just to answer 3 or 4 questions. But if you get on instant chat, they can say, look, I'm having trouble with this. And you say, oh, right, I know, I've had similar troubles in the past. What specifically are you finding a problem? And they can then say, well, specifically, it's this. And you can say, okay, look, have you tried this? And they say yes or no or whatever. But you see, you've got a conversation going. It's a real person. It's a real contact. It's rapport. It's letting them know that you're there to help them. Now, most often, when people get in touch with you, they just want to know that you're there and that you are a real person. They don't care if you have all the answers. All they care about is that you're there. And if they want to get in touch with you, they can. And even if you haven't got the answers, you can help them find them. They don't care about what's the little saying? People don't care. I can't remember how it goes now, but it's something like people don't care what you're selling until they know you care about them. I can't remember. It's put better than that. If you look it up on Google, you'll probably find the phrase, and it's quite succinct, but it's true. Once they understand that you are caring and that you want to help them and that you are trying to do something for them, their attitude changes from defensive, because it's defensive when they think you're trying to sell them something. If they think you're just trying to bash down the door and say, sign here, give me your money, you're putting up a barrier. But once they feel that you are there and prepared to help them in some way, that barrier comes down, and that's building rapport. Now, do you know why sales pays so well? I've asked this question at seminars and I've had lots of different answers. But the main reason that sales pays so well is rejection. A salesperson has to put up with rejection. And the problem is that most people take it personally. They go to somebody and they say, would you like to buy this? And that person says no. They feel, oh, what's wrong with me? It's nothing to do with you. It's to do with them not wanting whatever it is. If somebody goes into a candy store and they don't like licorice but they love chocolate, and you are there and you say to them, would you like to try our special offer on licorice? And they say no. Are you going to take it personally? A lot of people would. Oh, a lot of people have taken up that offer. Why not? Well, I have an allergy to licorice. Okay, no problem. It's not a personal rejection, but people take it personally. Quite often when they say no, it's because they don't know enough about what it is you're offering. They don't understand how it's going to help them. And unless you've built that rapport and you've found out what they need and what they want and what they're looking for and what their problems are, you can't align what you have to them to solve that problem. And once you start solving problems for people, they start buying from you. People want problems solved and they're prepared to pay for it. But they don't want to be sold something that they don't know why or what for and who it is that's selling, and you're hiding behind the internet and uncontactable. Let me tell you, if you're not rejected at least 3 times, this said a week, I changed it today, you're not really trying. You need to be looking for those rejections and checking them off, saying, I got another. Because amongst the rejections is where the yeses will come, but you'll find that you're getting rejected more than you're getting yeses. But the yeses are what you get paid for. Those are the ones that when you get the yes, wow, yeah, great feeling. And the more yeses you get, the more rejections you're going to get. Because the rejections always outweigh the yeses. Well, nearly always. If you looked at those sales figures, 2% of people, they say, buy on the first contact. And believe me, that's optimistic. That means that essentially, if you talk to 100 people, 98 are going to say no. That is rejection. But they're not rejecting you. They just don't understand how whatever you've got can help them, how it can solve their problem. Patience is a bitter plant that produces sweet fruit. There's a quote from Charles Swindoll. He's pastor. It's a nice quote. You've got to be patient. But it is bitter. It is hard. But when you get those yeses, that's the sweetness. That's the sweet fruit. So would you like 5 rules for increasing your sales? Anybody like 5 rules for increasing your sales? I'm not going on till I get some yeses in the chat box. Okay? Make sure you've not gone to sleep. Tim says nothing happening. I don't know what that means. It's happening for me, Tim. It's working on my monitor. Yes. Okay. Well, here they are. 1, follow up. 2, follow up. 3, follow up. 4, follow up. And 5, follow up. So what should you be saying and how should you be saying it? I advocate that you use scripts. I've been in marketing for longer than I care to say, over 50 years. And I still use a script. I don't read it out to people, but I have it, I know it off by heart, so that if I'm going through things and they interrupt me, and I answer something else and we get pulled off the subject, I can come back and carry on where I left off. It's important that you use scripts. And if you are getting a script from somebody else, use it initially exactly as it is, because that script has been designed specifically to get results. Every word, every comma in that script has been put there for a reason. But once you've been using it and you've got the gist of it, then you can start to change things into your own language, to use words that you would use in play. And you've got to monitor your results. And if they don't improve, you've got to think, why not? Because they should improve when you start modifying. And what you've got to guard against is the results getting worse. If the results get worse, you've got to go back to the script. You've got to watch things. You've got to monitor them. And what do you need as tools to make sales? You need an autoresponder, and really you need a CRM system so that you know where people are. And ideally, you want those linked in together. Now, most systems where you can link an autoresponder to a CRM system are very, very expensive. There's Infusionsoft, there's not Optimized Press, that's a WordPress plugin. You'll come across them anyway. You will see them, but they're expensive. They're like 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 to set up, and they're probably charging 300, 400, 500 a month on top of that. But there are ways that you can get an autoresponder and a CRM system for much less. I'm gonna give you one now. Because as I say, there are lots of places to get these, but one of the best I know with a low cost and comes with leads to get you started is MLM Recruit on Demand. It's been around for a long time. I can't remember how long. When did I first come across it? Probably over 8 or 10 years ago. And it's not really changed much in that time. It's a good system, and this is just a capture from my back office there, logged in. You can see it's got account settings, the contact manager, that's your CRM system. That's where the leads are. When you get leads from them, they'll put them in there. There's training for it. They have scripts. I'll run through a bit more on this in the coming slides, but it's amazing because you get all of that for a once only $15. They give you 100 leads. They give you an autoresponder. It's got follow-up emails in it. They give you a customer management system, the CRM, so that when you've had contact with somebody, you can check it, you can mark it as something, and when you do that, it automatically sends them different sequence of messages from the autoresponder. They provide you with scripts that you can use to talk to people and training on how to use those scripts. All for a once only $15. And they have an affiliate program that pays 100% commissions direct to you. So if you refer somebody else to the same system, they pay you directly $15 to get access to the system. It's done through the system, but the payment goes directly to you. So you only need to make one sale and you've got your money back, barring fees for the collection, you know. Might cost you 50 cents or something to collect the $15. But more or less, you've got your money back just referring one person. Now they have an upgrade. You don't have to take it, but it's recommended. It's $125. And they give you another 200 leads, and they add it into your account. And the leads that you get from the system come in faster. They have what they call P1, P2, and P3. P1 is the $15, and you get a maximum of 20 leads per day on that system. That could well be enough for you. But on P2, you get 60 leads per day, up to 60 leads a day. If you've got a lot of leads coming in, then you will have more opportunity to make more money. So the quicker they're coming in. They have a cool bribe offer system, which is a motivation for people to join a business. I'm not going to go into what that is here. If you decide this is something that you're interested in, you can go and it's got all the information on the website. I'll give you a link after. And you get access to the P3. You can't get access to P3 without being P2. You can't get access to P2 without being P1. So they are steps. And the affiliate program for P2 pays $100 commissions directly to you, and this $25 goes to the admin people. So they don't start making any money on you being a member until they start seeing upgrades. And obviously they're going to make this upgrade worthwhile. And it is. But sometimes you can't afford it. But for $125 once only, it's a good buy. And you can get 3 leads for life with their system. When you introduce a person, not a buyer, not somebody who buys the $15, but just somebody that opts in to the squeeze pages that they provide you with, and they provide you with a range of, I don't know, there's probably 8 or 10 different ones you can use. You pick the one that you like best, or you can split test a few of them. But when somebody opts in, they send you an extra 5 leads. And what they do beyond that as well is these leads are all in your CRM. And if you contact every one of those leads and you use the CRM and you update the leads as to how they were contacted and what their response was, so that they can see that you're going through and using everything, once you've gone through those initial 100 leads, they'll send you another 100. So you can be on 3 leads for life. And if you want a system set up, where it'll take away part of the groundwork that you have to do with these leads, so that they prospect those leads for you. They have a system that will contact those leads for you, and then only the people that are interested will call you back. Then they will provide you with 5 to 7 people per day, around about 100 people or more per month. They guarantee a minimum of 100 a month, I think, calling you for $97 a month. So that's a sweet deal, but they don't offer any commissions on that. There's no affiliate program. That is cut to the bones, $97 a month. Once your system is set up, your phone starts ringing, and then you follow their training and you use their scripts. And from 5 to 7 prospects a day, you can probably be making, it's hard to say, but as a rule of thumb, probably in the region of $400 per month, ignoring residuals. It depends on what you're promoting, of course, but that's a sort of ballpark figure. So that's MLM Recruit on Demand. It is excellent. I mean, to talk about how to contact and what to say and what to put in your email, we could do a 10-day intensive course on that, working 10 hours a day, 100 hours, and we still wouldn't cover everything. So the easy way of doing this is to get something like this that's really low cost, excellent value. $15 one time. You can always decide later if you want to go for the extra $125. That'll get you more leads, but you may not, if you're not really serious about things, you may not want to upgrade because you don't want more leads coming in than you can handle. So it's just there, and it's an option. But for $15, it's something that I would recommend everybody that's marketing online takes. That's it. That's what I've got for you. What I'll do is I'll copy that link. And I'll paste it into the chat section here so that it's clickable. Okay. So that's what I have for you today. Do we have any questions? Anything that anybody has queries about in the marketing? Anything that they want me to help with on this? You know, just quick answers. Always run questions and answers at the end of things. I got a private message from Maya asking me to look at something, which I will do for you, Maya. Yeah, but I can't do it just now. But I will check the link out. It's not something that I know. But anybody in general got any questions? Anything I can help them with? But that's it. It's the follow-ups. It's the follow-ups that are important. Building a list is the first step, but it's only, 5% of the job? 95% of the job is in the follow-ups. And that's where the money is, in that 95% of the job. And most people don't even do the 5% well. So that's why people are not making the money that they want online. Okay, so that's what I've got for you today. And I think you'll find that oh, it is the wrong link shown. Yeah, yeah. Let me get you the right link. I apologise for that. Don't know what I did there. I must have had the wrong thing copied when I silly me. Let me find you the correct link. And just logging into my back office there again now, and I'll get you the link. And let me change it here. I'm sure I had the right link there originally, because I remember sizing it to fit correctly. Anyway, that is the link, and I'll pop that now into the chat box. Yes, there will be a replay. There is always a replay. You should get an automatic email. The replay doesn't come up immediately. It takes an hour or so before it's ready. So they send out the link, and if you, I'm not sure how soon after the webinar finishes that the thing goes out. But if you get it and it says there's no replay, it just means it's not ready yet. But yes, there is a replay. But there's the correct link. I don't think it's possible to remove a link. No, I don't think we can do that. Okay, so that's it. It's an amazing tool, MLM Recruit on Demand. As I say, it's been around for, to my knowledge, 8 or 10 years. It might have been around a bit longer. And it's not changed very much over that period of time. And a lot of people that have built large, especially MLM businesses, but it's good for any business really, but especially MLM businesses, have done it with the help of MLM Recruit on Demand, MLM Rod, as it's affectionately known. So that's the correct link in there now. As I say, thanks for being here. Continue to be awesome. Continue to be yourself. People will relate to you. So that's it. God bless. I'm going to